All right, this is a BeastMode Bootcamp presentation. We're doing a week-long series of how to use social media to maximum effect. Today, we have Lasean Shelton coming up to do a presentation, and she's going to be talking about HAPPS App that she uses, which helps her to broadcast on social media in a live format. She will explain how to set it up and how she makes use of it. In saying so, I just want to say BeastMode Bootcamp is something that we do to help people in the network marketing space. This is not limited to any particular company. It's not limited to any particular downline. This is just what we do to help people to find some bit of success and learn new tools in the arena of network marketing. So with that said, I hope you find something useful and have a tool to take back to your team. And with that, I'm going to give you over to one of my team leads, Ms. Lasean Shelton. If you could please share a little bit with us what you do and how you utilize HAPPS App.
Absolutely. First off, I want to give it back to you, Wesley. Thank you so much for just being innovative and always finding ways for everybody to win somehow, some way. I do want to say I apologize. There's a little bit of noise in the background. I'm at a convention right now. I'm one of their speakers, so it's a little loud, but I'm going to talk over it as much as I possibly can. So one of the things I want you to do is I want you to write the word HAPPS in the chart. HAPPS. Write the word HAPPS in the chart. Okay, in the chat. I'm gonna look now. I don't see anyone writing this, so put the word HAPPS, HAPPS, in the chat. There we go. I see one person, two people. Go ahead. There we go. There we go. There we go. The reason why I'm having you put it in the chat, because if you know how to spell it, you're going to know how to use it, right? If you know how to use it, you're going to know how to teach it to your team, right? So basically what we do is, hey, Brody. So what we do with HAPPS, we utilize this in order for us to make sure that we broadcast to as many people as quickly as possible and as smart as possible. Let me see some fours in the chat if you enjoy working smarter than harder, right? A lot of us love working smart, but do you have what's needed in order for you to do that, right? So working smarter, not harder, looks like this. How many people have ever sat back and said, wow, I wish there was a way that I can do a video and it can be seen on different platforms at the same time, right? If that was you, you were definitely me at one time. I remember using my phone, my kid's phone, my kid's tablet, my computer, and I would have all these different platforms pulled up. It was crazy. You know, I had Facebook pulled up, then I had Facebook, one of my pages, one of my groups, then I had Periscope, then I had Twitter. It was madness, insanity. I had a bunch of pages pulled up and about 8 or 9 different devices, and I'm looking like a bobblehead trying to talk to all of them. And I'm like, there's got to be some kind of way that we can definitely broadcast in one space and it goes all over the place. And that way is HAPPS, okay? It is a free app, free. Someone say free. If you can afford free 99, then you know that you're in the right spot. There's no excuse as to why you can't use this app if it is FREE, free. No money at all, right? Free. So now what you do is you set your app up where it speaks to what you do. So I'm not sure if I could share my screen. I'm gonna try to see if I can. And if I can't, oh, okay, I can't. If Wesley, if you could share my, oh yes, I can. Let me see. Oh no, Wesley has to do it. So Wesley, if you could share my HAPPS page, that would be awesome. So basically what you do is you create it and you have to design it to speak to who you are as someone in trainology. You have to design it to match your personality. You have to design it where it is feasible, where it is expected, and where you're desirable for other people to want to go to your page. If you have a whack HAPPS page, nobody's going to click on your link. If you don't look like you know what you're doing, they're not going to click on your link. This is for people who are deemed as professionals, journalists, content creators, and that is everybody on this line right now, right? Everyone on this line right now has the ability to have what they call content creation, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and share and see if I could get my screen up. Okay, so all right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so hopefully you can see it, okay? So this is my app. That's my picture. Find a picture that is kind of okay. You know, you want to find something clear where people can see your face and know who you are. Nobody wants to interchange with some ghost phantom with little great things like this, and it looks like an avatar, right? People want to engage with you. They want to see your face. They want to see your face fits your voice when you do your videos, right? So what ends up happening is when you do this, it brings people into your life slowly but surely. So my @ sign is Ms. Optimism. Everyone knows me as Ms. Optimism, right?
We can't see it.
Oh, it still isn't showing. Let me see. Let me try to see something. I thought it was showing. Hold on one second. You can't see my screen. Share my screen. Screen broadcast. Start broadcast. Okay, let me see if you can see it now. Okay, it was sharing my screen. Okay, can someone let me know if you can see it now?
Yes, we can see it.
There we go. I'm doing it from my cell phone, so forgive me, guys. Thank you. So, as you can see, I have a clear picture of myself, right? Find a picture. You don't have to be Miss America. You don't have to be Grant Hill or Denzel or Wesley Snipes. Just make sure you have a picture that people can see, right? And make it where it's friendly, where it's inviting, or make it fun. Make it a business shot. Do something where people are able to see who you are and what you represent. Then you have to pick an @ sign. So the @ sign is how people invite you to their videos as well. So I use Ms. Optimism because that's what I've been using for the last 18 years. That has been my pseudonym when I did podcasts, when I do my vlogs, on most of my social media pages. I'm known as Ms. Optimism, right? I have Los Angeles, California, because even though I'm a native New Yorker, Los Angeles is my home and in my heart, right? And I put down that I'm a celebrity PR and a mom. Now, I am going to be 1000% authentic with you all. I have Forex Trader on there, but for compliance reasons with my full-time, I have to take that off. So I'm just being 1100% with you guys. But somewhere where it says where your accolades are, add what you do on there, right? If they call you the Tradenology Queen, put that there. If they call you the King of Pips, put that there. If you are the king of trade lines, put it there. But they need to see that you have something to offer, right? So I have Just a New York Girl Living in a Global World, 3-time author, podcaster, mom, Destiny Vibration Coach. Click here for my trade, right? Now, I technically have to take that down, but I want to keep that part at least for you to see. Okay, so now it tells you exactly how you're doing, how many views you have, how many subscribers do you have, how many subscriptions, meaning how many people you want to see every single time they go live. Okay, so that lets you know how many people are watching you, how many people subscribe to you, how many subscriptions, right? Now, one thing about this app, they will take you off the app if you do things you're not supposed to do. So just be really vigilant about that and be careful, okay? So when you go to your post, as you can see, it'll tell you different things. And if you notice, I try to keep my posts with titles that's gonna make people say, like, what is she talking about, right? What is she talking about, right? And I try my best to give good content as possible. You want to be consistent with it, right? So how do you discover people? You go to discover, and then it tells you everybody who's on the app, right? You're going to find people who are like-minded like you are. So you may go here and you're going to put down trade, right? Now everybody who's into trading is right here. And then you can start following them, right? If you want to look for people who talk about motivation, you type the word motivation, right? And people who talk about motivation will pop up. Wherever floats your boat, that's what you're going to need in order for you to build your page, okay? Your news feed, same thing like Facebook, gives you a full news feed where you could create a post. So I could create a post simply by talking about when I'm going to go broadcast soon. I could put a video, or well, not right now because it was spam, so they stopped that, right? But you could put an upcoming broadcast that's coming up that you're going to talk about. So let's just say you're going to talk about beginning in Forex, right? How to know how to bring people on or whatever it is. You can schedule it for however long out that you want to. And then what you end up doing is you share it on all your social media platforms, but it does it for you. Once you push post, it's going to say, where do you want this to go? And then you type you click on where you want to go. Do you want to go to Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, where, right? You decide where you want to go. You can change the colors based on your mood, all of that, right? So now your activity, it tells you who's been on in case there's some people that you just absolutely positively want to see and how you want to see them. But the beautiful part about it is when you do this, and I can't go live because I'm on my phone, but if I was on my laptop, I would have gone live with this all on. When you do go live and then you do share your content, what ends up happening is people will not only see what it is that you have to do, but you have an opportunity to get it done all in one shot. So the last thing I want to talk about is knowing your audience. You have to know who your audience is, right? So when you put your subject matter down for HAPPS, you're going to say something like, how to use HAPPS one-on-one, talking to the team. You have to find some really, really good hashtags, right? So now let me show you, I meant to show you that part really quick with the hashtags. One thing that's super cool about the hashtags is it generates the top hashtags that's going on at that time, right? It generates the top hashtags. So if I were to create a new broadcast, right? It already clicks on top. You see how it is already? It automatically goes on HAPPS TV. It automatically goes on to Twitter. It automatically goes onto my Facebook. I got to determine which Facebooks I'm going to use. Now, Facebook is weird sometimes. They will cut it off if you have too many videos going on, so you have to go back and forth to make sure it's connected. But Periscope, you can't join Periscope. I'm grandfathered in. But it goes there, YouTube, Twitch. It goes on my RTMP, which goes customizable on Instagram. Okay, so it multicasts enable to these outlets, right? You can always edit it if you want to. All right, so I may say something like, I love what I do. Find titles that bring people to the yard. What I do. Oops, not faux. Do you. So then you go to the hashtags, right? And they come right up. You just click on the ones that you want, right? How to, drawing. You know, you find out what you're going to use on there, right? And if you don't have something on there, I always say put your name as a hashtag. If you keep putting your name as a hashtag, eventually it'll become a hashtag. And that happened to me. My name actually became a hashtag when it went viral after my third book. And I actually had my name go up. Okay. Then you also find things that you want to use that's going to be relevant to what you're talking about. So if I want to talk about trade, I'm going to type that in. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about information. I want to talk about live. You can put whatever you want in there, right? And then when you go to done, you look it over just to make sure that everything is there. You push done, it'll say next step. Portrait, of course, is this way. Landscape is that way. So you pick which way you want to go. And it says next step. And then boom, you see I'm on. Now, again, it won't go live. It will, but the volume will be jacked up and it may boot us off. But they tell you how to start it off, right? What is HAPPS? HAPPS is a free world-class broadcasting tool, a community eager to collaborate in a simple way for viewers to support creators financially, like myself. Don't you want to help me out, guys? All right? And then someone may say, well, how does this work? I'm so glad you asked. What happens is you tell them, everybody, I'm using HAPPS is an exciting new platform that makes it super easy for me to simultaneously broadcast to all my social channels and see all of your comments in one place. So when someone comments on Facebook, you'll see it. Someone comments on YouTube, you'll see it. They comment on wherever you have it attached to, guess what? You'll see it. But then you have to warn your audience and tell them, listen, you may see me say hi to Wesley, hey to Marlo, hey to, Princess, hey to Favor. And they may say, well, who is she talking to? I don't see them. You gotta let them know, by the way, I'm on an app that goes to all my social channels. So you may hear me say hi to multiple people that you don't see. It doesn't mean that they're not there, okay? You can add guests if you want to. You just type it up on there. You add the guests that you want, right? and then you show live. That's what it looks like. So you can make sure that you have the right angles and your lighting looks good, right? And then you hit go live. Now, like I said, I'm not going to hit it because I don't know if it's going to disconnect us, and I don't want to lose the broadcast. But at the end of the day, that's how this amazing app works. And once again, it is what? Free 99. It doesn't cost you a dime to be great doing this. So a couple tips and suggestions that I use when I tell my clients when they use this app, I tell them have a week's worth of content. The more you broadcast, the more people will follow you. The more content you have, the more your subscribers. The more people who believe in what you talk about will follow you. Right? So I usually say make a calendar of what you're going to talk about, but you want to form it. You don't want to talk about trade all day long because people are going to think you're an infomercial. But you do want to realize that McDonald's even talks about going to the beach once in a while. What that means is find something about your life that has a powerful influence so people will want to be around you and follow you online, right? You want to mix it up a little bit, okay? So I use forms. Forms talk about family, right? Talk about family, talk about things you're familiar with. If you don't want to talk about your family, maybe you don't like your family, don't talk about them. Talk about your family that you have in a trade company. Talk about the family you have on with your fraternities or sororities or whatever. You know, we can't control our blood family, but we can control who our people who are in our corner family, right? So talk about them. Right? Talk about things you're familiar with, you know, baking cookies and biscuits from scratch. People love watching cooking videos. So do a cooking video. Guys, if you don't know how to cook, a great way to get a lot of people to follow you is say, listen, y'all, I don't know how to cook, but I have to fend for myself today and make something to eat and record the whole thing. I did that. I had about 800 people watching me make homemade biscuits one time. Homemade biscuits, right? So you want to find something that you can do, right? That yes, Queen, $3.99. You want to find something that's super fun that you enjoy doing and talk about it. Okay. The second thing is with occupation. Talk about your job. And if you hate your job, talk to people and tell them why. Be real. But I'm not like, listen, man, the reason why I do this is because I really need to figure out a way to give my job a reverse pink slip, right? Be honest. You know, don't be too honest where your job will see it and then fire you. But you do want to be honest and, you know, give the respect where respect is due for why you're doing what you have to do. R is recreation. Talk about the things you love. That's fun. You know, hey, I love swimming. Me too. I don't know how to swim, but I'll talk about my struggles learning how to swim. Right? Talk about things that's fun, dominoes, craps, spades, double dutch, babysitting, being with your kids, reading books, writing books, whatever is recreational to you. I don't care if you collect caterpillars for a living. Talk about it because there's somebody out there that does the same thing that you do. And lastly is miscellaneous. Miscellaneous could be anything that you could think of. You know, I was walking outside and a beautiful butterfly flew in front of me. A dragonfly was next to me. I knew that was my aunt and my mom letting me know that they're okay. Talk about that stuff, right? Because if it's not educational, if it's not exciting, if it's not inspirational, and if it's not empowering, people are not going to care. Period. I don't care how good your product is. I don't care how good your pips look. They're not going to care. It has to be inspirational, educational, empowering, but most of all, it has to be like a way for people to be influenced. They have to learn something. They have to be inspired. They have to feel empowered. They have to feel encouraged. So once you do that, people will be excited about what it is that you have to offer. So I have a few. Thank you so much, Queen. And definitely, if your personality sucks, no one's going to pay attention to you either. So don't go on there like the dry eye commercial guy, like, I do a video because Wesley Hunter told me to, guys, I'm here. No one's going to pay attention to you. If you be like, listen, guys, I am so scared right now because I've never done this before. And my coach, my mentor, Wesley Hunter was like, listen, I need to get on this app. Guys, here I am. As a matter of fact, I might be talking to myself because no one might be on here right now. Have fun with it. And then sooner or later, you're going to see people pop up, and then they start following you, right? So that's what I have about apps. Like I said, love. I can talk forever about it, but I will tell you this. Once you start, you are going to continuously do it because you're going to enjoy it that much. You know, Wesley, he loves Dr. E.T. Definitely be able to talk about Eric Thomas, because guess what? He just may show up on your live. You just never know. I had a woman from the Netherlands who managed a celebrity I was talking about, and she jumped on my live, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So you never know who's going to be watching you. You never know who's paying attention, but most of all, you never know who you're going to influence. Back to you, Wesley.
All right. Thank you so much. I know you multitasking over there. I know you got a lot going on. So we definitely appreciate the presentation. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. We do have another presentation that I finally downloaded the recordings last night. It's already on YouTube. And the links are available. If you go to the YouTube page, you will find more on what to do with HAPPS, where she had time to actually sit down and do a screen share and go over more detail. However, I hope this was of use to you. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and stop the recording here.